Other news we're following tonight, Grand Rapids police got a call about young teens with a gun and ended up handcuffing 11-year-old twin boys.
Officers tell us tonight that everything went as it should, but the mother of those boys wants answers. 24-hour News 8's Barton Dieters has this story new tonight. Barton.
Well, Brian and Marley, police tell us that when there's a call about someone wandering around a neighborhood with a gun, they have no choice but to respond. But one mom is questioning whether it was the right response on Sunday. It started around 8:07 Sunday evening when police received a call saying a pair of black males, about 13 years old, were in the neighborhood of Griggs Street and Alto Avenue in Burton Heights, and one of them was carrying a gun.
Our officers responded and observed 3 individuals that fit the description that the caller had gave.
Officers saw 2 boys who would turn out to be the 11-year-old twin sons of Juanita Lagan with a 17-year-old friend of the family on their way to the store. The 11-year-old boys were handcuffed and put in the back of a cruiser, police say.
When I had my hands on my head, one in front of me, he was behind his car pointing the gun at me.
We were able to determine within a relatively quick time frame that they weren't the individuals that were involved in the incident.
How soon the incident ended remains in question.
I'm very quick, but I'm not sure of what the exact, whether it was 2 minutes or 4 minutes, I'm not sure.
You profiled them is what you did. You stopped the first black boys you saw, and they immediately became suspects, and they were treated like animals. They were not treated like 11-year-old boys.
The mother believes guns should not have been drawn and her children should not have been cuffed and placed in the back of a police car. The twins' grandfather was told what was happening by family friends and showed up. He took custody of the boys at the scene.
Stop yelling!
This all comes less than 5 months after GRPD made a very public showing of new policies put in place after there was a video released of them cuffing a hysterical 11-year-old girl. The policy calls for police to treat young suspects with care and to avoid any more force or restraint than absolutely necessary.
On its face, it appears that everything went as trained, as planned.
Every officer involved don't need to be an officer. They don't need their job. They're not doing it right.
Lagan has filed a formal complaint with the department, which has triggered an internal affairs investigation. We requested dash or body cam video from police, but they have not provided it to us as yet. In studio control, Barton Dieters, 24-hour News 8.